News broke out yesterday that Tesla is getting sued by Walmart here because their solar panel tiles that they've installed in Walmart stores have apparently started catching fire. So what does this mean for Tesla stock? Are investors going to start selling Tesla stock? Should you sell Tesla stock? Let's discuss that here today. So over the last few years, Walmart has installed solar panels from Tesla in around 240 of their stores. According to Walmart, the agreement was that Walmart would lease or license its roof space to Tesla for the solar panels in exchange for lower energy costs. In exchange, Tesla would retain ownership of the panels and handle the maintenance of these panels. Here's a quote from the official filing. To state the obvious, properly designed, installed, inspected, and maintained solar panel systems do not spontaneously combust, and the occurrence of multiple fires involving Tesla solar systems is but one unmistakable sign of negligence by Tesla. Now, Walmart actually claims that there's been about 7 stores that have caught on fire, and all of these stores did have the Tesla solar panels installed. And this in turn cost Walmart millions of dollars to go and repair and fix and deal with all that fire damage. And as a result, they want to be compensated for this. And not only do they want Tesla to pay for all these damages, they also want Tesla to remove these solar panels so that they don't have to deal with this anymore. So this sounds like pretty bad news, right? And the stock is probably down significantly after this news broke. So let's take a look here at Tesla stock to see how it reacted once this news came out. The stock was down 2.2% today? What the heck? Shouldn't this be a big deal and drive the stock even lower? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a perfect example of when a stock is beaten down so much and so oversold that even when bad news comes out against the company, it doesn't really move the stock price that much. Even with the drop of around 2.2%, the stock is up over 26% from its lows just a few months ago, showing us that investors don't want to let the stock price go any lower from here. This also possibly implies that the bears are pretty much losing control here in Tesla stock, and the bulls are slowly beginning to regain control. Now, another reason why this drop did not affect Tesla stock as much as a lot of people thought, or the media actually portrayed it to be, is because the solar business of Tesla is a very small portion of the business, and their real bread and butter is around their cars still. The solar business was actually purchased by Tesla from a company called SolarCity for around $2.6 billion in 2016, and since then it's just kind of been a side project for the company. Here you can see the energy business, formerly SolarCity like we just said, brings in anywhere from $300 to $400 million in revenue per quarter for Tesla, and is pretty much stagnant growth. We're not seeing any exponential growth here. And if you compare this to their total revenue every quarter, you can see that just how small the energy business really is for this company, accounting for less than 6% of their revenue in the last quarter. So really the point I'm trying to get across here is that even though this is a lawsuit against the company, and any lawsuit is bad press, it's not as bad for the company fundamentally as the media is trying to portray it to be. Yes, the $2.6 billion acquisition may have been a bad deal now in hindsight, and even if the company goes and shuts down this business completely and writes off that loss, Tesla will still continue growing thanks to their car business. But on the flip side, if Tesla does decide to double down and actually fix these issues and focus a lot more on this portion of the business, I think that the downside is a lot more limited than the potential upside here, because as we just saw, it's a very small portion of their revenue right now, but if they truly focus on building this out, it could account for a bigger portion of their business, and that investment in SolarCity may actually be worth it in the end. And all of this news is pretty ironic because just a few days ago, Tesla came out here and lowered prices on their solar tiles, possibly in an effort to begin ramping up this business. The new pricing offers tiles at $50 a month, undercutting any competition and pretty much coming in as one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest, solar tile option for consumers. And Tesla also claims that installing these tiles can save a homeowner well over $1,000 a year, so it could pay for itself very quickly if it works out. So now this news around Walmart and Tesla could be something very interesting to keep a close eye on over the next few weeks and months to see if anything actually does come out of this and if Tesla is actually found at fault for this. Nothing is proven just yet. At this point, it's just accusations and a lawsuit, and it's really going to be up to Walmart to prove this. And I personally, as an investor, And I'm just sitting on the sidelines here, just waiting to see what happens with this. I don't really know if it's Tesla's fault. I don't really know if Walmart can prove this, but we'll have to wait and see if this does happen. Maybe it'll happen with some other customers. Maybe some other customers come out and say that they also had issues with fires breaking out on their roofs. That would make this news story a lot more serious, and I think that's when we may see a more of a significant drop in the stock if it happens. But as it stands today, with all of the news that's out there, it's pretty clear that investors could care less about this lawsuit. Maybe if Tesla does end up losing, they'll actually have to pay a few $1 million here to account for these damages and remove the tiles. But as of right now, a 2.2% drop is pretty much within normal range for this stock movement on a daily basis. So do I think that this is actually going to cause a bigger sell-off in Tesla stock here in the coming days or weeks? Absolutely not. And in fact, I actually think that the stock will remain in this kind of consolidation level here between $210 and $240 for the next little while until we see one of two things happen. The first is maybe there's more news around this that comes out. Maybe more customers start suing Tesla around this. That could become a lot more negative and drive the stock price lower if it does happen. But on the flip side, there's a lot of positive catalysts that we're waiting here on Tesla for. The Shanghai Gigafactory, the Model Y, and of course investors are waiting for the next earnings report to see if the company can report record numbers and a profit as well. If those things play out, then we could see the stock price pop and maybe we'll end off the year close to $300 per share. What I'm trying to get at here is that the core of the business is still around the Tesla cars, the Model X, the Model S, the Model 3, and until there's some really negative news around those things, we're not going to see a big move in the stock price, in my opinion. And kind of the way I see it here is that even with this lawsuit, it doesn't really add any more significant risk to the Tesla position for any Tesla investors, including myself. So I am not going to be selling out of my Tesla position here based on this news. Alright guys, that kind of wraps up this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Drop a huge like down below if you did enjoy this video. Don't forget to share it with a friend as well who may be concerned if they have a Tesla or if they're considering investing in Tesla. News like this seems to get out of hand when it goes through the media, so it's good to have a voice of reason here to kind of lay out the facts and actually see if this will in fact affect your investment. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to invest positively, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.